I'm going to ask him something. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put him on video.
Just what are the emotions now, maybe as compared to last time this year? Similar situation in that you guys are kind of at the mercy of the committee, but different situation in that you won't be having that last game to kind of make a statement. So I guess where are you guys at with that emotionally?
I mean, last year, like you just said, we had a chance to prove ourselves that we deserved to be in the Big Ten, well, in the playoffs committee. But I think this year we just have to sit back and relax and see what happens throughout the championship games and see what happens.
Individually, the great season you've had, the accolades have been rolling in. I mean, Butkus finalist, what's that been like?
I mean, one day at a time, basically. Never really been the guy to worry about all the accolades after the season, but, just got to do what I got to do on the field, and the rest of it take care of itself.
Raekwon, I asked Taylor about finishing this season, wherever you guys end up, on a good note, whether it's a playoff, whether it's a bowl game, and him as a senior, he wants to end his career, but you still have time left here, obviously. What would it mean to you to finish this going into, the off season and then, heading into next year, your junior year?
You never want to really roll into the off season on negative momentum. I always want to be rolling in on positive momentum. So I think when I first got here, we had just lost to Clemson in the Orange Bowl, and there was a lot of negative energy that we had to get out of our system. So I think if we get these last couple wins, if we make it to the playoffs or if we don't, we just got to finish strong and get this positive energy rolling into next year.
And Taylor said there was already some good energy coming off the win over your rivals. This is your first day of practice. How do you guys feel like you're doing? And he said, he feels like there's even good things are coming, I guess is kind of how he put it. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, I feel like we got our momentum back. When we lost to Michigan State, everybody was hurt emotionally because we knew that the whole playoff thing was going to a minimum after that loss. But, we're still in the chase. Got to see what happens this weekend. And, we'll just see what happens.
A few weeks ago, you were talking about you and Deshaun Watson and how close you guys have been. How you talked about meeting up in the playoff, and now you're in a position where you are actively having to root against him this weekend. Does that, watching that game, feel a little bit different now than maybe it would have a month ago?
I always want the best for my guys, even if he's out of school. I never want to wish anything bad upon him. I always want to see him doing positive. But at the same time, I do want to be in the playoffs too. So, it is what it is. I love Deshaun to death, but I want to be in the playoffs too.
Talk about the second half of the season. You guys gave up roughly 17 points a game the first half of the season. It was down to 10 the last 6 games. What was the big difference shaving that touchdown the last half of the season in each of those games?
I think in the second half of the season we really tightened down on our run defense. Mm-hmm. Only a handful of teams got over 100 yards rushing against us. But I think we only gave up 5 or 6 rushing touchdowns all season. Mm-hmm. But I think throughout the season, a couple teams made a couple big plays in the passing game and got in the end zone. But we just picked ourselves up on the field and kept moving.
What is this period like right now? You don't know who you're going to play next, don't know if you're in the playoff, not in the playoff, but what are you guys hoping to accomplish coming out here? Just polish things up?
Yeah, just get back in the flow of things. We got 3 or 4 days off our legs, getting back right. And, Coach Mick's doing a good job of getting our legs back together and just waiting for the playoff committee or whatever bowl we're in to see who we're playing so we can get our schedule down pat.
What are your plans on Saturday? You guys going to get together and watch the games? Or
I'm going to have we're going to have fun, man. We're going to have a little cookout at a couple of guys' houses and just enjoy some football, enjoy not being on the field, enjoy being a fan for a little while, and after Saturday, get back to work.